Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Christina Sanjuan. We are once again facing a severe weather threat as we head into the next several hours and then even well into this evening. So I'm going to be walking you through all of the threats that we can expect, the timing and the impacts here. Let's see, it's 2:39 on Wednesday afternoon. We already have storms that are popping up off to our south and off to our west. We've been watching them all day long, tracking them and kind of just seeing how they're developing as they head toward our area. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you basically what the risk level is, because it has changed since we last talked yesterday. As you can see, there's several different colors there, and I'll zoom in closer so you can see just how that's going to be impacting your neighborhood. Now, the Storm Prediction Center did bring that level 3 of 5 risk down quite a bit. So Louisville is now in a level 2. Southern Indiana, including Jackson County, stretching over to Madison, and then in Newcastle is at a 1. Going down toward Hardinsburg, stretching over to Campbellsville and Columbia, though, you are still included in that risk level 3. So what this should tell you is that the further to the south and the west that you live, the higher the potential is that you will be seeing severe storms, if not a tornado, heading into this evening and late tonight. Now, even if you are watching from Louisville, just because that threat is lower doesn't mean you should keep your guard down, as that threat level does still exist. Taking a look at our current alerts, the newest information that we have is that a tornado watch was just issued, and that's going to be in effect now until 10 o'clock this evening. That includes Indiana County of Perry. In Kentucky, we have Adair, Breckenridge, Grayson, Greene, Hardin, Hart, LaRue, Meade, and Taylor. That's at least for the WHAS11 viewing area. Again, that's going to be in effect now until 10 o'clock this evening. Everybody else, though, is shading in that green area, is under a flood watch. And that's because not only we're going on day 3 of seeing heavy rainfall, but these storms are dropping a lot of torrential rain and will continue to do so through the entire evolution of the event. We're expecting anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain, probably on the higher end of that total, again, the farther to the south and west that you live, and especially given that a lot of this rain is going to come at nighttime. Nighttime kind of just adds to that danger, as nighttime flooding is especially dangerous. You can never really tell just how deep the water is. Getting to the radar right now, you can see those storms that are settled just off to our south, just barely out of your area there in Grayson County. It looks like they have decided not to extend that warning, at least for the time being here, but it certainly still has a little bit of hail. It was originally warned for having golf ball sized hail. As it's continued to push off to the east, though, it does appear to be weakening. You still kind of are seeing electricity in the sky, though, probably about a handful of lightning strikes as that continues to push to the northeast pretty quickly. It's a very fast mover there. That's not the only storm, though. You can see near Paducah, or just to the east of Paducah, a lot of lightning in these different cells, and all of that is going to continue to push into our area. That'll be our first round that comes through. But as you look off to our east, after that front comes through, the storms are going to try to organize what we call a squall line, become a little bit more organized, and what we're seeing off to our west, just to the south of St. Louis, will be what is impacting us later on this evening. So from about 9 to midnight. Our best opportunity to see these tornadoes is going to be in the time frame from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock this afternoon and evening. So let's go ahead and get you moving on Futurecast as we keep pushing it into the area. It'll continue to just light up the radar. This is a look at what we expect to see by about 4 o'clock. So give it just over an hour or so, and you'll start to hear those rumbles of thunder. It'll probably get pretty loud for a bit around Tell City in Hardinsburg, and then beginning to approach you in E-Town. Continuing to work its way through the area, probably in the Louisville Metro by about 5 o'clock this evening. And even as I push along Futurecast into about 7 o'clock, what you'll notice is most of this activity has shifted to the south, and that's where I do expect most of the bad weather to be, is off to the south of the city. However, we can still see the stronger and potentially severe storms across southern Indiana and the Louisville Metro. It's just that that threat is lower. So remember whenever I was talking about those storms that are off to our west, notice this on Futurecast right around 10 o'clock. That'll be pushing into our area, and that'll be more of a very heavy rain and a wind threat. Thankfully, it gets on out of here, and tomorrow we do not have to deal with severe weather. It's actually going to be pretty quiet and dry and a little bit cooler. But in the meantime, we do need to be staying weather aware, have multiple ways to receive those watches and warnings. If one is issued, make sure you're staying up to date with the forecast, of course, which if you're watching this now, you absolutely are, and I can encourage you to continue doing that. If we do get a tornado warning issued in the WHAS11 viewing area, we'll be cutting in immediately as we have meteorologists here around the clock. It's myself, we have meteorologist Alden German, and also Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine is coming back in. He's going to be here covering the warnings for you if, again, any are issued. Even if you don't have a tornado warning, though, these storms do have the potential to be pretty dangerous, as we're talking wind anywhere from 70 to 75 miles per hour max, which is just as strong, or can be just as strong and produce just as much damage as a weak tornado. We're talking trees down as well as power lines. Best thing you could do right now, especially again if you are, say, to the south or west of the Bluegrass Park, or I should say south of the Bluegrass Parkways, you should go ahead and charge your phone, as in the event that you could run out of or be out of power because of the incredibly strong wind. So even without a tornado, you could still see some damage, especially from the hail. We've been talking about this for several days now. Golf ball size hail is no joke. That's just shy of about 2 inches in diameter, and these storms do have a history of producing that very large damaging hail. I'd go ahead and park that car in the garage. When it comes to tornadoes, this is something we've also been talking about a lot, as the setup that we have right now does have the capability to produce those strong, kind of long-lived tornadoes in this environment, lesser so in and around the city, but we do just need to be staying prepared and kind of just preparing for the worst. And that's what we're here to do, is continue to track the storms and keeping you informed as very best that we can. With all of that being said, we're going to continue to keep you updated, of course. I'm going to start getting ready for WHAS 11 News at 4. We'll be live at 4, 5, and 6, and of course the night team. But as I mentioned, we will be cutting in as necessary, and we'll go continuous and cut into program if there is a tornado warning at any point anywhere in our viewing area. Everybody have a great rest of your day and stay safe.